Excellent. We have started, ladies and gentlemen. We're putting out a special podcast in order to promote a week-long set of mental health related workshops and talks and music and ideas with this very wonderful person. Emily, wherever I may find you, I find you here. Emily Burton, ladies and gentlemen. Emily, you're going to tell these wonderful people who you are, but Emily came to me a couple of weeks ago and just said, would it be possible for us to work in collaboration to highlight some of the mental health issues, particularly in the week of the Mental Health Week, of course, which is the 10th to the 14th, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 16th. But
to the 16th, sorry, I was going to take 2 days off to preserve my mental health, but I'm not now because you've made me work till the 16th. You, sorry. Madam, no, it's okay actually. I think, we'll take one for the team, two for the team, three for the team. How many's in this team? Emily Burton, please explain to these people who you are and why you're here.
So I'm Emily. I work for the landlords of Emery Gate, and this year we're on a mission to stamp out loneliness. So we have got three main initiatives that we are focusing on, one of which is mental health, the other is autism, and the third is dementia. So obviously the COVID pandemic has disproportionately affected those with disabilities. So we are trying to make places like Emery Gate and all of our other shopping centres more accessible to all of those with disabilities.
Which is fantastic. Now, it's not the first time, certainly from our perspective of Can Do Arts, that we work with your good selves, Emery Gate, to do community-related initiatives, whether it was us putting on music in the atrium or cake sales, all sorts of good stuff. So you've got a really good long, and obviously Jack Frost and the guys here, the security people and whoever, have always been supportive of any initiatives we've done around the Christmas week, doing, grottos, whatever. So there's loads of ideas that we'd love to work alongside, because in fact, that's exactly what we're doing here. We're here, this social hub of positivity, or the S.H.O.P, as we like to call it, the S.H.O.P in Emery Gate. Now, if it was called Dick Emery Gate, it would be a funny place. Oh, you are awful. Now, for certain people out there, the idea of it being called Dick Emery Gate would be hilarious. For Emily, who is but a young maiden of very few years, you'll not remember who Dick Emery is, will you?
No.
You haven't missed much. To be fair, you haven't missed much. But it's made me chuckle a little bit. In my head now, I can see this as Dick Emery Gate. And when you then go to YouTube and go, Dick Emery? Oh, you are awful, but I like you. And then you'll push me into a wall. So, we do, as you know, Can Do Arts for Sustainable Development, do all sorts of inclusive, community-based, sometimes mainly individual-based projects, looking at all sorts of challenges, emotionally, physically, sometimes most of the time, I should say, psychologically, challenges that young people, old people, right across the community. We work in businesses, looking at training for sustainable development around biodiversity, all that sort of good stuff, and with organisations to look at corporate responsibility about their social aspects of their business. This sounds like mumbo jumbo, yeah? This sounds like a load of old whatever, but here's the crack. If you look at our website and look at all the different bits of the work that you do, you'll understand how we can see from the work and our experiences how all these very important issues affect not only those people currently with those challenges, with mental health issues, but those that will come because of the pandemic. So we set up with lots of different organisations, Doorway, the Rotarians, just as I said it, another artist walked in, who's supporting us in these initiatives. So we're using the arts to explore some of these issues. During the week, we will be doing, these good people here, artists, will be doing workshops, allowing people to look at their techniques and their methods, but to go home maybe and explore. Creativity is another way of practicing being a problem solver. So if you're a creative person, a creative thinker, you won't get overwhelmed when different scenarios and situations come at you. I'm talking too much. I have a problem with this, Emily. I want to transition from me talking too much into me singing a little bit. What a dream I had. You like that song, don't you? Yeah. Okay, here's what we're going to do. For that week, I promise you, I will organise, when we kick it off on the Monday, whatever, we will sing that song in honour of you and this initiative.
Oh, thank you.
Tell me what your personal involvement will be, and not that you have to come across here. Can we use the atrium, for instance, that week?
Absolutely. So we're going to be using the atrium, giving it out to you guys to showcase the amazing talent that you have as part of the Can Do Arts and to really promote mental health awareness.
Cool. So we can set up a PA, do some singing like we've done in the past?
Yeah.
Excellent. And obviously we'll point people to this wonderful store, this unit, which we've got lots of different community initiatives. We've got the Rotarians, as I said, Doorway, lots of different artists. There'll be loads of organisations that, what's the one over in Harbour Project over in Swindon. We work with refugees. So lots of different aspects of how people might also get help and support. Because there's other organisations, and this is going to go out Thursday night, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
If that's all right with you, if that's all right with you. I could do a promotional thing which goes, Emily, wherever I may find you, if that's all right with you. I mean, it doesn't really roll off the tongue. It might be something you go around humming for the rest of the day, but you'll remember it. You'll know you'll know that you've heard that nonsense, won't you? You go, I heard that nonsense. He is an idiot. However, we're very keen to support this because a lot of the people that we work with already, currently, and more on a weekly basis, are looking at the idea of mental health. Definitely, there's much more of an occurrence and right through the whole household in certain situations. Autism. A lot of our clientele, should we say clientele, because I want to pretend I am French. Don't know why, but why not? I can pretend I'm French. That's okay, is it? I don't know. In this sort of woke world, are you allowed to pretend you're French anymore? I don't know. But autism, big thing that we work alongside. Also, when we work specifically with senior citizens and do intergenerational projects, so there are going to be people from all walks of life coming to here because they're really excited by the idea that there's this open space in a shopping centre which now has kind of started to change its folk. Now, as I've said before, you guys have always been very community orientated. I know that on a personal level from doing lots of initiatives with you. So this isn't a new thing, but what is really encouraging is that you're putting yourself in that situation of ensuring that it happens. If it wasn't us doing it, I know you'd have got other people to do it, and that's absolutely fine. But what better scenario where people can hear and see about it in the atrium, then come into this wonderful shop and work with alongside these artists and other organisations. There will be conversations and talks specifically from one of our therapists about all sorts of, I was going to say tactics, life hacks to look at people's mental health. But we're obviously also promoting all sorts of healthy living, self-made clothes, self-made food, cosmetics. We've got some amazing candles that have just gone on sale. Called Olivia has put a brand of wonderful scented candles. Now you want to think, why is this guy talking about scented candles? But all these aspects of how we live, from our diet, so our biomes. Do you know anything about biomes in your gut?
Yes.
Right, so these are the things we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Now, people are going to say, I thought it's just going to be like some nice art. Nice. Nice is nice, yeah? Some nice art, some bit of food, maybe some, it's all those things. We've got the wonderful Lucy over here, right, who forages for healthy food and then uses the shapes and the inspiration of nature to make her wonderful jewellery. So they're already embedded in the shop, the social help, the positivity. We have lots of people already working on the dietary aspects of mental health. It's a massive, massive thing that we have been force-fed processed food. Well, we kind of have, haven't we? Because if you think about all the adverts on television, not maybe in your lifetime, because lots of the legislation changed, but how we access food, industrial farming, pesticides, all sorts of injections into meat, etc., 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 have affected our natural balance within nature and within, I don't know what the other side of it, I don't want to talk about spirituality because that freaks people out, because organised religions kind of, that hasn't really worked. Spirituality, being connected to the meaning, the wider meaning of life is really important, but if we concentrate too much on that, we miss, and it can be overwhelming. In your own experience, I'm saying loads of stuff. Have you just prepared 4 things to say to me, and I'm just talking, aren't I? I'm making this podcast. Yeah, just look at Emily. She's wonderful. Okay, she come in here, she inspired me. Now I'm just speaking. Wow, I don't know how long this can go on. A long time. Yeah, I know, Ed, but stop talking. Yeah, I'm trying. Okay, hand it back over to Emily. Watch me do this, Emily. Yeah. What about your own personal experiences? Anything driven you to want to get involved, or are you just like a compassionate person?
I think I've seen firsthand the impact that COVID-19 has disproportionately affected those with disabilities when we've seen all of the visitors come in and things like that. So after seeing those and hearing some stories about how people have felt isolated, I felt sort of about December time, what can I do to make a difference to those people and help impact their shopping experience? No one should be able to feel that they can't go shopping. No one should ever be able to be made to feel like that. So this is why I've targeted these 3 main topics to really focus on, so that we can make sure that people, and then hopefully going forwards we can roll it out to more and more disabilities and make more of an impact going forwards.
Absolutely.
But for Autism Awareness Week, for example, we rolled out autism friendly visual guides for all of our schemes. So there's now one for Emery Gate. So visitors beforehand will know what to expect. They can make a list, they can get into a routine, they can understand how their day is going to plan out, those sorts of things. So we're just slowly implementing loads of changes to try and make everywhere more accessible, to try and stamp out loneliness.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, we will obviously be doing workshops and talks and conversations, and it's a thing that people can generally come in, inquire about, or sit around and talk or ask questions. Socially distanced, obviously, there's still a pandemic around. So we're mindful, and I know you guys are mindful of that. As an ongoing, because you're talking about other disabilities and some of the constraints that have come about mainly from the COVID. Is there a sort of calendar of events that you have planned or that you'd like to plan? And if so, how can we help you?
Well, so at the moment, obviously, you're getting involved in the Mental Health Awareness Week. So that's the big one coming up. Going forwards, we haven't yet come up with a plan for things like dementia, because it's particularly unseen disabilities that we're trying to raise awareness for, because those are typically the ones that people either don't know about or are afraid to talk about. So we really want to try and drop that stigma. So mental health, obviously, you're fantastic, you're getting involved with that. And then going forwards, hopefully we can sit down, come up with a bit of a plan for further topics later on in the year.
Excellent. So any organisations out there that might think, actually, either you want to have a workshop here or to talk, hand out leaflets. We've got Royal British Legion here. We've got all sorts of other organisations that have dropped off information so that you can come along anytime. And we're open every day. Have been for the last, since we've opened 7 days a week, including bank holiday, just for a little bit of time. I like coming here. I like it a lot. We get honestly, so many different people here, and a lot of the conversation we have are about mental health. So I can't thank you enough on behalf of ourselves, but also lots of the people that have already started coming in here. Now, for me to be able to say, we're working alongside you guys, the Emery Gate, Eagle One, etc., to actually make this happen, it's really important stuff, because I think you'll find that there'll be the need for having more social aspects of all the bits of retail, high streets, shopping centres. So fair play to you and all the people at Eagle One or Emery Gate for already being ahead of the game within this, because this is the first one that's opened in Chippenham. Now I know that there's something happening over at the other shopping centre, but to be fair, we're here already. We're already doing it, innit? And thank you for all your support. Now, We'll be putting out more stuff as the week goes on during the Mental Health Week. But anyone who wants to get in contact with us, please look at these details. If you want to contact Emily, I'm now her agent. You still have to use my details. Don't try and go around the back, yeah? Because it ain't going to work because we've got security everywhere. Yeah? You can't, no, you can't. Yeah? These details, Jules, these details. I want these details to be first here by my mouth, and then I want them to be here, and then I want them to be over there. Right? They're the details. You want to get in contact, you want to get involved, do it. And thank you on behalf of ourselves and the community. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Jules. Jules will be leaving us quite soon to get a big promotion, go work for a really famous animation organisation. I'm deeply sad about that, but not as sad as he's going to be when he realises I'm not letting him go. I've had a breakdown. Thank you, everyone, and see you soon. Bye-bye.